Hello everyone. So this year I intend to post when I do a one-day read for a couple of reasons. I had that plan last year, but it sort of fell through. A lot of people have been contacting me and asking me I want to read more, but books are too long. And hey, I agree with you on that one. So today I'm going to spotlight a book called The Elusive Purple Gang by a guy who grew up here in Michigan, Gregory Fournier. Now, for those of you who aren't in the know, it was illegal to make and distribute alcohol in Michigan in 1917. That's right, Prohibition started here 3 years before it started nationally. I'm not sure if we have that in common with any other state. And what the Purple Gang did initially is it started out as a Detroit-based smuggler unit. Pretty much ended that way as well. And so when Prohibition kicked off nationally, these guys already had illicit funnels from Canada because you could produce alcohol and purchase it legally in Canada, even during Prohibition here in America. It wasn't a thing in Canada. And so the group actually did a lot of negotiations with Al Capone because, like I said, you could get the really good made stuff into Michigan. Usually you could get it in through the railroad system, you could get it in through flying, you could get it in by boat. And I'm going to put up the picture here of them crossing Lake Erie. Yes, you could strip down an engine, you could strip down a car and put as much alcohol in it as you can. It's interesting because those guys actually, as they were crossing, wore skates in case they had to get out of the vehicles quickly in case of emergencies. You can see in this picture, it's breaking through the ice. So the Purple Gang is very interesting because it was really a Michigan-based thing and it was a Prohibition-based thing. Outside of Detroit, and pretty much when Prohibition ended, the days of the Purple Gang were numbered. You know, it's one of those typical stories of what they lacked in sheer size and budget they had to make up for with just sheer violent ferocity. And like most of them, like most of these gangs that form, they go away pretty quickly, actually. I mean, think of it. How many successful gang operations can you really think of? You're all going to say the mafia. That's just one of hundreds or maybe even thousands that have formed in the United States, Crime really doesn't pay, and most of the Purple Gang was snuffed out. Only a few really made it to a sense of what you could say is retirement. But nonetheless, this is a fascinating page from history. I'd like to think that if you're into crime in general, you'll like it, but let's face it, if you live here in Michigan, you're definitely going to enjoy this book.